The Hitter Pearl follows up the surprising original Hitter and releases today, August 15th, and Jessy is back with a higher rev look at the clean and round shiny complement to the Solid, so move over Marla Hooch, the new big bat's coming to town. Back with the monologue, but if I don't say it, you don't hear it. We are, of course, at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas, bowling on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern. The lane graph is linked in the description if you want to take a look at the details. Extra thanks once again to Jessy, who is one of the owners of the center. Make sure to also check the description for instructional videos, links, and discount codes. There's some actually good stuff down there. It's not just sucker traps. The Hitter Pearl is a Pearl version of the Hitter. The core is basically a 249RG. Not sure why 3 decimal places is necessary, but whatever. 053 differential and an 015 int diff, so low RG for strong roll, lots of flare out of the differential, and a medium amount of asymmetry for some torque but not a ton. The cover is just the Pearl version of the Solid HK22 base with utility Pearl additives. I know you have no idea what additives do what. I'm still figuring it out myself, but this one feels like it's in theorem territory. Not the super strong stuff up there like the Hammer Effect and Vaporize as far as shiny stuff goes. It's a half step down from those. A little cleaner and sharper. It can hang out on this pattern, of course, but would really like a bit of transition to work with. Also, dare I say it, it looks like a true UFO Alert replacement / upgrade. Gonna try something different here based on some feedback, starting with what I just said. This isn't the strongest of the strong ASIM shiny ball, but it's a cleaner and rounder shape. It's a lot like a Theorem or a couple board stronger Virtual Energy Blackout. The reaction shape is round and continuous, very much like the Blackout, and again like the UFO Alert. So if you get more up the back of the ball, it should be better for you than if you get more around the side. It might dive a little too hard. If you have a more medium drier house shot or one that's more forgiving, this would probably be a house shot killer with the shine on it. I think it's half and half on if you should take the shine off or not. It's pretty controllable despite being cleaner and sharper. Most people, I think, would want to at least knock the shine off with a 3000 or 4000 pad by hand just to take that flippy edge off and make it a little more controllable without losing much, if any, shape. But Brunswick's factory shine isn't super glossy. I really like where it's at, so if you like shiny stuff like I do, it's good enough to at least take a look at it first. I think it would look just fine at a rougher grit, and sometimes that's a big brain play to make. Sometimes a cleaner cover with more surface will handle drier conditions or higher friction lane surfaces better than a stronger cover at a smoother or shinier surface. As always, you'll have to experiment yourself and see what you need to do. I think in general this ball is going to like to cover boards, but it depends on your rev rate. It's cleaner and more responsive, so if you play too close to the friction, it's going to want to take off. Balls with this rounder shape are generally pretty good pocket splashers, meaning that you don't have to make them hit high flush, which is good news for strokers. I think this is a great shape for playing up 8 to 10 with. You can hit them light. If you get a good roll on it, you're going to kick out the corners on the kind of the half pocket hits and probably get some super high flush trip 4s or 6s depending on which side you bowl on. I think this ball can work for anyone, but I think the higher rev rates will really gravitate towards it because, as you can see, Jessy can really hit up on it and it still gets plenty of length. So if you've got a bigger rev rate, you're not going to have to fight it to get down the lane, and then it's firm down lane, but it doesn't jerk or jackknife, so you still will have plenty of control over your shape. I'd call this a low 2, high 3 ball depending on your personal stats. For higher rev rates and or slower ball speeds, this is probably as strong of a shiny ASIM as you're going to be able to use, but if you throw it harder or have a lower rev rate, you're probably going to want something like a Mesmerize and a Hammer Effect or Vaporize at the top. For Jessy, this could be a fresh condition ball in league depending on the night, but it at least would be in consideration to start with. Comparing it to the Tundra Blue Fire, this is a great example of same overall shape, just weaker. Now, it looks like he's doing really similar things, but this is when you have to really pay close attention. He's throwing the Hitter Pearl harder or faster than the Tundra. He's really giving the Hitter the business and projecting it, but he's kind of slow rolling the Tundra. And while it's still lively on the back end, it's definitely a more even and slower finish than the Hitter. and once we get further to the left, the Tundra just doesn't have the wheels to make the corners soon or fast enough. But Jessy naturally has another arrow. He can make the Tundra cover the boards from there, but he really has to work at it. But he has a natural, probably extra arrow left with the hitter from where the Tundra wanted to stop. I think another ball still goes in between them, something like the new Scorpion Strike. I'm a really big fan of that one. But for shiny, quicker balls on the back end, Hitter Pearl, Strike, and Blue Fire would be a nasty, shiny / flippy bag. Once again, the Radical Hitter Pearl releases today, August 15th, with a handful of others. Don't forget to check out the description for all the codes and links. There's some really good and helpful stuff down there for both me and you. And make sure Rosedoll10 gets entered to check out at CoolWick to knock 10% off. This video was brought to you by Panda Bear Productions. We put the in bowling. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.
Can't throw it that bad. 6 pins off a little bit. 3 pin might be off. If this one strikes, the ball's good. Boom. I thought for sure I was striking the whole time with this ball. Only took me 10 shots. I got all of that one.